Hey everybody, I'm Quinn,
And I'm Scott.
and this is the first ever real episode of the Almost Friday Show.
That's right, folks. We have almost all the segments put together for you with more than just, hey, I do this. No, we've got actual content for you this week. We're very excited. We've got... What's our first segment today?
Well, Sam's going to be giving us a review of The Wolfman.
Then Dave's bringing us a Batman plus Planetary equals awesome in comic reviews.
We're going to have a roundup of this week's Mobile World Congress, talking about a lot of different cell phones and technologies that are coming out with those.
Quinn has a hands-on review of the Canon S90.
And for our first lull of the week in video, we're going to be showing you how your Mac OS X dock can keep you distracted.
That's right, because it does such a good job.
It does do that.
Yes.
Those icons, they're always bouncing.
Why do they bounce? It's ridiculous.
It's just to distract you further.
Damn you, Steve Jobs. Okay, first up, Entertainment Corner.
This is Sam. She's our entertainment correspondent, and this week she's going to be talking about the Wolfman movie, which she saw just recently.
I will kill all of you!
Let me help you.
Beast will have its day.
Alright, so that was, I guess, a brief clip of the trailer from The Wolfman. I saw it this weekend, I guess, when it first came out.
Yep.
Yeah, it just came out this weekend. Overall, I thought it was okay. It wasn't horrible, so I'm just going to start with what I thought was and then what I thought was great. First of all, the CGI was a little bit, it was subpar for a movie of that size, I guess. There was one scene with a bear. They were in some gypsy camp. There was a bear. It looked very obviously CGI'd. I'm like, dude, I think I've seen better in like World of Warcraft or something.
So it wasn't really living up to the expectations of other movies that are CGI, things like Avatar and stuff like that today.
Exactly. And also with CGI, speaking of CGI, I was expecting the actual werewolves to be completely CGI, you know, like the Doctor Who episode Tooth and Claw, the one where they go back in time and there's a werewolf.
For those of you that don't watch Doctor Who, of which there's probably many of you.
I'm sorry. Yeah, so I was expecting some, like, the werewolves to be bigger, scarier, more than just really furry-looking guys with wolf masks. But otherwise, it was, you know, the effects were...
So is it kind of like really wussy Wolfman, like what was in the Harry Potter movie?
I don't know, I haven't
No?
seen it. Like,
No.
I've been told that...
I was really let down by that Wolfman. I thought he was really skinny and like, I'm afraid of everything.
Well, no, they weren't skinny, that's the good part, you know, they were werewolves. Like, I've been told that it looked a lot like werewolf movies of the past where they didn't have awesome CGI and it was like some guy in a fursuit, but overall, it was alright. The blood and gore factor, it was good. They had just enough to keep the gore people satisfied,
Yeah.
but they didn't go overboard like in Watchmen, you know, where it's like 8 gallons of blood.
Okay.
So there was just a little good enough. I found the story and the acting and moved along really nicely. There wasn't any boring parts, no really awkward lines or anything. So no complaints there. All the actors, Anthony Hopkins, Del Toro, and...
They all did a good job at performing their characters?
Oh yeah, totally. Like, the overall movie and the characters and the acting was very good. Like, it set the mood, set the tone, you know.
Was there anybody that performed like better out of the bunch? Any sort of standout roles?
Not really, except for the main guy. I can't pronounce his first name. Del Toro.
Benicio del Toro?
That's the one. He looked really tired the whole time. The whole time, I'm like, dude, just go drink a coffee or something. I mean, like...
It's because he's been running around at night all the time.
Well,
yeah.
obviously, he's
He's
troubled.
not sleeping at all.
He's troubled by the dreams of the crazy Gollum kid that they barely explained. I'm sorry. But that's about all the negatives and the meh I can give it. My favorite part, absolute favorite part of the whole movie was basically what you saw just in the trailer, where he's wheeled to a mental hospital and then he freaks out and turns into a werewolf, runs around London. That was awesome. Like, I think most of their CGI budget went into that scene, or that whole portion.
So in total, would you give it a theater, a rent, or a skip?
I would give it a go see it on a matinee night.
Okay.
Yeah, so
So theater quality CGI, just maybe not full price theater quality CGI.
Exactly. So I'd give maybe 3 lens flares out of 5. That's my rating system from now on, okay, guys? Give me lens flares.
We have an obsession with J.J. Abrams and his overuse of lens flare.
So have fun making up a graphic for that.
Yeah, it'd just be. If you ever feel like having a really fun drinking game, you can play the lens flare Star Trek drinking game because you'll be drunk about 10 minutes in.
That works on most movies, actually. Most new movies, they overuse lens flare. Except for this one. I think I only noticed one major lens flare, and it was done nicely because it was like in the morning where lens flare is supposed to happen, not in space. Just saying.
So 3 out of 5 lens flares for
3 out of 5.
for this movie then.
That's right.
All right.
Move on to our second topic. Doctor Who in 3D. Okay, really, it's only going to be like 40 seconds of Doctor Who in 3D, but...
Everything's 3D these days. Everyone's jumping on the 3D bandwagon, I've
It is.
noticed. Stuff that doesn't need to be 3D is 3D.
Like Doctor Who.
Well-
It would be totally awesome in 3D.
Yeah, I mean, I can definitely think that there'd be some scenes in Doctor Who that would be pretty awesome in 3D. Although I'm surprised Doctor Who's not pulling a 4D and throwing in another dimension there.
Oh, that was bad. All right, so what's going on with the Doctor Who in 3D thing is BBC is only doing a 40-second trailer running before Alice in Wonderland in the UK.
So we'll never get to see it here.
Most likely not, although there have been talks that if BBC America can get their shit in gear by the time Alice in Wonderland comes out, which is like 2 weeks at the time of recording this, it could show in the States, but nothing for Canada as far as I know.
And they're not having any plans of actually releasing a full movie in 3D?
Oh god, no.
So
No.
just a trailer for...
Yeah, just the trailer to drum up support for the...
So the trailer is for
series.
the series and not a full-length movie?
No, it's just...
Okay.
Yeah, I think it's just like, hey, it's a new series of Doctor Who. We're basically rebooting it because we're calling this season 1. There's going to be a new logo.
With lens flare.
With... There is only 1 lens flare in this as opposed to the 4 or 3 lens flare in the previous, the oblong logo. Although in most of the publicity pictures, there is epic lens flare.
Yeah, well, at least we can hopefully ask for a little less lens flare sometimes. I like to keep my vision most of the time.
Lens flare.
Indeed. That wraps up our entertainment section for this week. And I'll be bringing in Dave to explain to you some awesome comics that he's recently taken a look at.
Sweet.
All right, folks, it's Scott and Dave, the comic guy, coming to you from the gutters. This week, Dave's got Planetary Crossin' Worlds. Do tell.
I thought I'd, for the inaugural From the Gutters episode, I thought I would bring up a book that I would give an A+. It's called Planetary Crossing Worlds, and written by Warren Ellis, illustrated, the main story that I'm going to be talking about today is when they meet up with Batman. That one was illustrated by John Cassidy. It's got beautiful artwork. And there's a little story about him at conventions, but we'll save that for like an offcuts day. At any rate, Warren Ellis writes science fiction comics, science fiction fantasy. And what he really does well is he takes his writing to an intellectual level, but not too intellectual. He will talk about something and throw in a bunch of big words, which means he read a book about it but doesn't exactly understand it. But that's okay, because he doesn't pretend to be a genius. And he does the exact same thing with the particular story here, where Planetary, a group of 3 people with meta powers, hops into a dimension hopping episode. And from there they meet Batman, which is kind of interesting.
Which is pretty awesome.
It's funny because they go through all of the different incarnations of Batman. There's like an Adam West Batman. There's the Dark Knight Batman. There is Batman, like the original Batman, who carried 2 45s. Yes, Batman used to carry guns. And after that, it goes to... Basically, there are like 5 or 6 or 7 different incarnations of Batman. And it's a very interesting read. Really well done. And this is what the cover looks like. John Cassidy did the artwork. And it's a really good read. The first story is with Authority, and that's a group. That's a story that you've read.
That's a great book.
What do you think about the Authority? Because that's again Warren Ellis's writing. What do you think about their work?
The book itself, it took me a little while to get into it. The beginning was a little like they came out with a bang, and I was like, yeah, and then there was a lot of backstory that I missed out on, right? Because I just kind of jumped in, and they kept referring to other books, I guess.
Yeah.
And I was kind of like, okay, what was this? Because they were I guess they were like a fractured group before, and Jenny Spark did other ththings, and so they were coming together as this new group, right? The Authority. So I really liked it. I got really into it. Interesting characters and kind of just different for me than the whole like Superman or Batman thing.
That's one of Ellis's strengths, though. He will take waifs and strays. This is really how I would describe his how he builds his casts for his comics. Waifs and strays, people who generally just don't fit in, and then they get gathered together, kind of like X-Men from the 70s. But he makes them interesting. These are suddenly not uncool waifs and strays. They're not misfits. They're the cool kids who have crazy powers.
Yeah, and they walk around like they own the place.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And if you've now, I would also recommend The Authority, also written by like I said, also written by Warren Ellis. Really, Warren Ellis, I've just got such a hard on for Warren Ellis. He's so good. I really enjoy his work. Yeah, and there's another book right now, Ignition City. I would recommend that one as well. The softcover for that just came out this week. I'll be reviewing it in an upcoming week. But as for Planetary, Crossing Worlds, Planetary, I give an A+. I love Planetary, and I highly recommend it. Where do you start, though? I personally recommend Crossing Worlds because it gets you interested, and it takes you into somewhat familiar territory, and it is juxtaposed by the new direction given by the presence of Planetary. So, like for instance, one of the early parts of them meeting Batman, the Gotham division of Planetary has the Joker as one of its agents.
No.
And it's like, he's a bad guy. And Jacquita, she's the female character, says, I don't like the way I don't like the way he looks at me.
Okay.
So,
Now, question for you:
Yes.
Does the writing lead it that way? Is it? I don't want. Okay, I'm kind of new to the world of comic books. Would that kind of? Everyone knows Batman. They grew up on Batman, watching Batman cartoons, Batman movies, stuff. Do you think that? I mean, obviously Batman's in there visually, but does the writing does it help bridge to this like whole new world kind of thing of like? Because in comics, there's like I don't want to say no walls, but there's a lot more out there than in like cartoons and stuff in terms of superheroes. There's the Authority, there's Planetary, there's all the other groups.
absolutely.
Is this a good way to bridge over to that kind of philosophy as opposed to like here's Batman?
It's interesting you should say that because there are a lot of people who know about Batman, and they don't know anything about what's Planetary. I don't get this. And they say, if you sit there and say, who do you like? Well, I like Batman. Well, you know what they're talking about are the movies, and they may have read a couple comics when they were young. Is this a good intro to that? The hook is that it's Batman. And the fact is, some of the Batman that you see in this book are not Batman that they would recognize.
True.
So it isn't just broadening your horizons in terms of comics, it's broadening your horizons in terms of Batman. The fact that it is Batman is, yeah, that's the hook. That was one of the big things. There are a lot of DC readers who were not reading Planetary, and they're like, oh, there's a Batman story written by Warren Ellis. I think I'm going to read that. It should be pretty good. We when the individual, because this is a collection of 3 prestige format comics, when it showed up at the store, it sold out immediately. We could not keep it in stock. And what has happened is, yeah, there are a lot of people who would not normally read Planetary, who read it for the first time then, and they've had to go back and get the old issues. And so, does it work as an intro? Absolutely.
Right. That's good because I know a lot of our viewers. I mean, I'm sure there's some hardcore comic geeks out there watching, but you never know.
You think maybe?
It could be, but I mean, a lot of them, like I know myself, Quinn and Sean are like, Sean and I are trying.
You
We
dabble, but
I have some books, but okay, Planetary Crossing Worlds. Check it out if you like Batman. If you want to try something new, Dave gives an A+.
A+, with like sparkles. This week we're also going to be covering something you may have heard about it. Graphicly, graphic.ly acquires iFanboy. If you haven't heard of iFanboy, iFanboy is a website. You can go to ifanboy.com, and it's basically three guys who work on getting comics into the general community rather than just in the comic book community. They're doing everything they can to bring people in, get people interested.
So, would you say it's like a social networking more aspect, or that they have comics in web format on their site? Like I've never been to ifanboy.com.
It's reviews. It is
Like recommendations,
that
stuff
sort
like
of thing. Yeah.
Okay.
Now, graphically, graphic.ly. I just call it graphically because, frankly, graphic.ly just sounds
It's like
stupid.
Bitly or anything.ly. Everyone just throws it in there.
I'm gonna have to ask you later what ly means, but
It's probably some country code.
oh, okay.
Anything dot something other than com is a country code, like .us.ca. It's probably some country that's never used there,
Lyon.
or is like gone.
So graphically is a company that is creating an app for reading comic books on your. The main target audience is the iPhone, so they're creating an app for reading comic books on mobile devices.
So they are branching out Android, kind of that maybe.
The next big one that they're trying to cover is the iPad.
Interesting.
And
Which
that
shouldn't
was-
be a big bridge from the iPhone because it's a similar SDK from what I hear. But I mean,
Yeah.
I don't know. We haven't seen anything. But that could be a big market for them because I would definitely prefer to read a comic book on that than on an iPhone.
this.
Because I've tried that and
Yeah.
for me it doesn't do it. I'd much rather hold the book.
It's funny. There are comic books that were designed specifically to be viewed on an iPhone or a mobile device at any rate, a telephone, and some of them work, some of them do not.
Yeah, yeah. It depends a lot on the style. Like I've seen some artists that you're just like, I don't know what you're doing, but it should not be in this tiny format. You need a bigger canvas kind of thing.
The comics that have been butchered, well, not that have been recut to fit onto an iPhone, I would not recommend. There are ones where they're saying, okay, I want to produce a comic that people are going to read on the bus, that people are going to be reading while out and about. Those ones do work much better. The fonts, whatever, all the things that you need, the visuals that you need.
'Cause that's where they're aiming for.
Exactly. That's the target. That's their target demographic is people who have iPhones.
So for ifanboy.com, what does being bought out by Graphically mean?
Well, they weren't bought out is the problem.
Okay.
They were their own entity beforehand.
Yep.
And then they started talking. They started one of the guys from iFanboy was talking on the phone to one of the guys from Graphically.
Yep.
They had a 2-hour conversation apparently the first time, and the guy from Graphically says we had a solid friendship after that. It's interesting.
So it's more of a partnership, I guess.
I don't really know what it is. I was talking to Sam about this earlier, and I don't know what this really is. I think this is more of making a splash. I think they're trying to grab headlines, which
And that happens a lot in the business community, like a lot.
everything that I've read about it, everything, all the I read 2 or 3 interviews. Nothing is going to be requested of iFanboy from Graphically, which means nothing's changing, which means all they're doing is the same stuff they did before. Now, they did reviews and stuff they've been fairly good about reviewing graphics or the basically user interfaces for digital comics. They're going to keep doing that. They're not going to be, according to the interviews, they're not going to be leashed to promoting Graphically.
Well, that's good, creative freedom, but ultimately, who knows where that's going, right?
But what does it mean in terms of if I was Graphically, why would I purchase, why would I acquire iFanboy? I haven't been able to find a reason. This really does feel like a splash. I don't think it's going to change. Okay, they are going to be hiring a writing staff for iFanboy.
You know what? It could be, I mean, I don't know the companies really, but it could be as simple as we like what they're doing. They could be doing it better with more money. We have more money.
They don't have a lot of money.
But at that point, you wouldn't buy them out necessarily, right? Like, I don't know.
You would support them?
Yeah, it's a weird
The word
exchange.
acquire has been used.
So they have bought a percentage of their company, I guess. But they haven't really published anything, right?
What did they buy, though? I don't, like, there's been no real... Like I said, it sounds like headlines, and that's about it right now. I'll be waiting and watching to see what happens. I'll be very interested in seeing what happens. But right now, it just looks like a press release.
So we'll keep you up on that story if anything else breaks. Next week, another comic review, and are we going to have...
An iPhone, I'm going to be reviewing Atomic Robo, issue 1. Now, like I said before, this is a comic book that was not originally intended for the iPhone, but as a promotional item, they are giving it away for free if you have an iPhone.
Free's good. That means all our viewers can check it out. So if you want to check it out beforehand and follow along with us next week, please do.
There's an app for it.
There you go. There is an app for that.
All right, that's it this week from the gutters.
Okay, folks, welcome to our first Tech Insight segment. This is where we have a little more roundtable action going on. I'm going to bring up some stuff, some new tech. We're covering a lot of Mobile World Conference this week.
We're good at English.
Is it
Probably
Congress or-
Congress. It is Congress. It was in Barcelona, Spain. It's always there, which is awesome. So it was the last 2 weeks or something like that. We're going to catch up a little bit because there was some pretty big announcements and stuff like that. So first up, we're going to talk about the new Windows Phone 7 series. Yes, folks, that's the name. It's no iPad, but it's close. So it's a really new take on phones for Windows compared to Windows Mobile in the past.
Yeah, Windows has basically said at this point they no longer give a crap about 6.5, so...
They've cut off pretty much everything. They're like, yeah, that Windows Mobile, Windows Phone 7 series.
Which isn't necessarily a bad thing, because
No.
Windows Mobile 6.5 was a pretty terrible
It
phone
was
operating
pretty
system.
awful.
Realistically,
Yeah.
that's the only thing they could have done to bring themselves back to the market.
Exactly, it really is.
Fresh launch.
So I'll give you a quick overview. Go check out some pictures. There's some links in the show notes at almostfridayshow.com. They really wouldn't come across really good. If I had a phone, I'd show you. They're not out for 6 months.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll be able to get my hands on one. I know some people, so we'll see what happens. But no promises. So first off, brand new home screen, completely different than the other stuff. I mean, if you look at iPhone, WebOS, and Android, they're all kind of similar. They have icons kind of squared out like Windows or Mac does on their desktop. This is a little more abstract. There's different size squares, and they're kind of oriented across. And it's basically there's these big panes. So it's like, okay, your home screen is this pane, and you can kind of slide across the pane until you get to what you're looking for.
Now, I'm going to come out and say I personally really don't like it. Now, there's a lot of people all over the internet with mixed opinions. It's sort of a love it or hate it look because it's very different.
And you know what is a little confusing is you look at this really abstract kind of home screen, but then you go to any of the apps, like the People app, the Pictures, whatever, it's completely different.
Yeah, it becomes a sort of side-scrolling experience as opposed to an up-down that you see on the main page.
And it's less abstract, it's a lot more smooth, a lot more dynamic, as opposed to these weird shapes with colors. So I don't like it. It's different. Props for that. I don't really see the synergy between the home screen and the rest of the stuff.
Well, I mean, when you're looking at everything behind the home screen, if you've ever seen the Zune operating system, it pretty much looks like that.
They
pulled it right from the Zune.
It's
pretty
similar,
much.
not identical to a Zune HD.
Yeah.
If you want a little, if people, I don't know how many people have actually touched a Zune HD. I used one once or twice because I sought it out. I went to the store and I'm like, "You guys have one of these? Yeah, really?" And it's in the back behind all the iPods. But
I actually have a friend that has a Zune, so I played
Zune
with it a little
HD?
bit. No.
because all the other
there's no
Zunes are not really similar at all.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's only the Zune HD, which is the newest
Is Zune
one.
HD even out in Canada? Yeah.
It's
No.
hard to find Zunes anyways, just
Yeah,
because of
they're
not-
Apple's
There's-
market share of
Yeah, it's
media
true.
players.
I'd buy a Creative before I bought a Zune. Yeah. So, but what is cool about the home screen is there's a little bit of customizability. Is that a word? Don't care.
It is now.
built right in, so you don't have to go for the jailbreak. I don't think it's a lot, to be honest with you. I think you can change the colors.
Oh, I hope so, because that blue is
The
atrocious.
blue's awful. It's a bad blue. And you can probably swap stuff around. They weren't really specific. The only other cool thing is all the backgrounds are dynamic, just like in WebOS.
Oh, great.
So if you've ever seen the Sense UI for the current gen Windows Mobile, which bad rep of Windows Mobile, don't get that and think Windows Mobile's good looking.
Or the Sense UI version of Android, either one.
Yeah, much nicer on Android, more integrated. But so that's how you got weather in the background. That'll dynamically change all the time. You can actually in Windows Phone 7 is you'll have status updates of your contacts. So it'll show like, okay, let's say Quinn posted something on Facebook. That'll just be sitting in the background, which is pretty cool. They got
Well, I mean, especially in today's world where social media has taken
social
off so
networking
much.
is the big thing.
I mean, it's kind of like Motorola's got their new Moto Blur, which is the same idea. It's built on the Android system, and it allows you to see Twitter and Facebook and email status updates and things like that in sort of an active sense. So there's a big push on smartphones these days for connectivity and social networking.
But the one thing I do like is that everyone is taking a little bit of a different spin off it.
Yeah.
They choose to mix things in different ways. Sometimes it goes great, sometimes it's eh. Sometimes they don't mix it all and you have to do it completely separately. Like on an iPhone, I mean, you got to go one app, unless you have like TweetDeck or something that has more mixed.
And they'll all, each company's going to do a different way of what those feeds are going to do too, as far as what it's going to tell and who's it's going to tell as well.
For sure. So actually, in the they call it the People app on Windows Phone 7. So they kind of mix the contacts with social networking. So there's no like contacts app or contacts page like is in every other smartphone ever. There's no address book. It's the people page. So you have all your contacts with whatever phone numbers and their email addresses and stuff. But from there, you also have built right in BAM your social networking.
That's kinda cool.
It has built-in Facebook support off the bat in OS, so there's no need for an app. So it'll show your updates. I don't know how extensive it is. They weren't really specific, but I'm sure if they went for the built-in Facebook, they have a decent amount. But you can only go so far, right? The API on Facebook only allows so much. But that's really cool. Windows Live status. Does anyone use that?
Well, I know a lot of people that do, but I think it's only because it's there, not because it's better.
Yeah, so Windows Live, I really don't have much experience with it. It has kind of a social thing.
It's a MySpace meets Facebook kind of thing that
It's
Windows
more
runs.
MySpace than Facebook, really.
It can actually, if you use it that way, pull in everything else from your stuff. So it can pull in your Twitter, it can pull in your Facebook, your MySpace, and make it all on Windows, which, I mean, if that's where you're at, that's where you're at. Like, I know a lot of Americans don't actually use Live Messenger.
Yeah, there's a lot of people
Yeah.
using third parties now because,
No,
realistically...
they don't use the service.
Yeah,
They're
they
on
use, like,
AIM or
Yahoo.
Yahoo. In Canada, a lot of people are on Live Messenger.
Yeah,
Okay.
Which used to be MSN Messenger, because that's when
Yeah.
we signed up. Like in high school and everything, everyone was on that, right?
Yeah.
That doesn't happen in the States, apparently. It's
Yeah,
just
it's all,
uncommon.
it's a lot of
Interesting.
aim
Which
in the States.
you wouldn't really think about.
No.
No.
I mean, myself have moved away from using MSN.
I really don't use it at all.
Log
With-
in once a year, maybe, for a fraction of a second.
With Twitter and texting and pinging and
All the other methods of connectivity.
So really cool integration. Only problem is no out-of-the-box Twitter support,
Interesting.
which is surprising. I would not be surprised to see an update there.
Yeah.
Because Twitter's
or at
pretty
least
big.
or at least a launch application to
Yeah.
have a third party.
Yeah, well, they're definitely going to be third-party apps
Yeah.
because I mean, there's third-party apps for the Zune HD, and no one has it. So I mean, wait to that. There's big potential for apps here, which I'll get into later because they have. I mean, it is licensed out. I guess we should just delve into it right now. It's not like Apple. It's an Android model, so they're making an OS. This is the OS, but unlike Google, they're saying your phone must meet these specs.
Okay.
So they're kind of mixing both worlds. I don't know how it's going to go, but so they're saying, look, you need at least I don't know the specs off by heart, but I mean, you need at least a 5-megapixel camera on your handset.
All right, so it's kind of
Or
like
it won't
open.
go.
Anyone can develop for our system, but if you're going to do
If
it,
you're
it
gonna
has
make
to
a
it
handset-
has to run at least this well.
Yeah,
kind
so
of
that
setup.
way they can guarantee a certain level of performance. Whereas with the old Winmo handsets, who the hell knows what's on these?
Yeah, because I mean, the big thing that the iPhone has going for it is the fact that all the developers are constrained to working in the same system. It means that
Exactly.
all the apps run really well. They're all designed for
Yeah.
the same real estate of space and the same touch connectivity and everything like that. So, Microsoft's taking a page out of that book and trying to restrict it a little bit more to hopefully improve the quality and performance of the apps available for the Windows 7 phone.
I think it'll be a good step towards having apps that are a lot more relevant because really Windows mobile apps have been nowhere. I mean, they've been able to have apps forever.
Yeah.
And that's gone nowhere for them. So I think it'll make apps a lot more relevant because you'll be able to see that performance on phones, and it'll make the experience a lot more synergistic. So if I'm on this phone hey, I can do this on my Windows 7 phone. So can I. As opposed to, I can't run that. I'm Windows 6.53 or whatever.
Yeah.
So hopefully that'll be good. They're still charging for their licenses.
Microsoft's big on that one.
Now, that's Microsoft's business model. That has been forever. They're a software company. They really don't make much hardware. The hardware they do make, another company produces. But with Android coming out for free, I mean, it looks a lot more impressive than Android out of the box.
Yeah.
Android's pretty bare bone because Google was like, do whatever you want with it. It's open source.
Yeah.
As opposed to Windows Mobile. I don't want to say Windows Mobile. Windows Phone. It's closed. I don't know. The licensing fees are very small. I read an article on Gizmodo the other day talking about it, and realistically, they're not going to be able to charge much more than like $5, $10, $15
Okay.
to the company. I mean, you don't ever pay the license fee yourself, but I don't know.
So, I mean,
Ballmer's confident in this business model because that's what they're used to.
Well, I mean, on the flip side, the iPhone you have to pay to be a software developer for them.
Yeah.
You gotta pay your $100 fee to do
Yeah.
it, and that's per year. So I mean, that's obviously working. So I don't think there's gonna be a lot of companies that are gonna be against that kind of idea.
And you know what? I don't think it'll damper Windows Mobile developments because new Windows Mobile 6 handsets still come out all the time.
Yeah.
And they have higher licensing fees. Just thought I'd throw it out there. It's something. I mean, they're really gunning after Android and Apple, realistically. So some other apps on there I want to go over really quickly. Music and video. Basically, it's the Zune HD. They took that out. They threw it in. There's some small updates. It's almost the same. Similar codec support for video and audio. You sync on your PC with the Zune software, which isn't bad. It's different.
I'm assuming it's also gonna support the Zune store.
Oh yeah, yeah.
For,
Zune Store, Zune Pass, everything. Zune Pass is actually a really cool. I might do a little iTunes versus Zune.
Can we
thing
get
later.
Zune Pass in Canada?
No, I've tried.
Ah.
It's a ridiculous deal.
So I wonder, are we gonna see an update to that if this phone is launched in
They've
Canada?
talked about Zune Pass in Canada for years. Honestly, years. Microsoft's released press release after press release saying it's coming. It's not here.
Damn
So
you,
I don't know.
Microsoft.
I can't
It's
speak to that.
likely not Microsoft's issue. I
No,
mean,
It's a licensing issue.
we
yeah,
run
it's
into
a
a lot
copyright
of
thing, I know.
legality things when it comes to
Yeah, I know.
Canada and
But
being
I
able
mean,
to.
realistically, for like $14 a month for
Yeah.
unlimited access to the music, plus you can download a certain amount of tracks every month.
Oh, that's really cool. Wow.
I think it's something like it's unlimited tracks plus 20 per month at that $14.99.
something like that. Which is
Just
it's
slightly over a song, which is a lot like what Apple's saying, but you can constantly access that media and keep looking for new stuff as well inside of that.
and if you don't cancel your subscription, let's say you go for a year, well, I mean, I'm not worried about what I'm downloading
Yeah.
because I mean, it's I don't, and then you have to be completely on the Zune side because I mean, you can only access that giant library from your Zune or your Windows phone. So it has plus ups and downs, but
So-
basically,
So for that 14, is it because it's region locked or is it just like credit card locked?
I have no idea how it works. I haven't been
Okay.
able to. I tried getting it. You need an American credit card.
Oh, okay.
It's very confusing. When it comes in Canada, I'll probably sign up for at least a month and see what's going on because it's a pretty attractive service.
Yeah, it
It's
seems
a lot
like
of
it'd be
fun,
worthwhile if you
Yeah.
do, buy or currently download a lot of music.
For sure. So that's basically the music and video stuff. Pictures is actually separate. It has its own pane app thing, which I thought was a little weird. I mean, you have to have a camera.
Well, it's not surprising.
The camera's in the picture pane, and it integrates social networking, so you can upload right there. And it also backs up all your pictures as you take them to the cloud.
Oh, cool.
And it said multiple cloud services. I don't know what that means.
Well, I know Microsoft has something right now where they've got a 25 gig cloud service currently available for free.
Yeah, SkyDrive.
To pretty much, yeah, exactly. So I'm assuming they're going to use some of that to try and
because
accomplish this.
you can put your photos online right now with Microsoft, and automatically, actually, I'm using a super secret beta program thing that's been super secret beta forever. It syncs all whatever
Super secret
folder I
beta is
want.
where it's at.
Anyway, they give you tons of space, and you can put whatever you want up there. You can even make it public.
Yeah.
Like that's how I used to transfer DOS Live tiles to Sam. Well, I did it once.
Oh, okay. Oh, yeah.
I just gave you
yeah.
a link, but so it's
She
really
didn't even
cool.
know what was happening.
But I mean, to automatically back up your pictures is really cool, so you don't lose anything.
Yeah.
I'm sure you could get that done, but to have it built in, it's a nice touch. So that's the pictures. Games, they're really going after Apple with this one.
Yeah.
Because Apple is pushing and pushing the iPod Touch and the iPhone as a gaming platform, and it's working.
Yeah.
Like,
definitely.
It's outselling DSIs and PSPs
Oh, yeah.
now for a gaming platform.
I have a DS, I have a PSP. I have some really good games on PSP that I love, and they look gorgeous on that thing. But I mean, half the time, I'm like, I'm on the bus. I'm not going to bring my PSP and my iPhone.
It's really a convenience thing that they've been able to
I'll
capitalize
just
on.
whip it out
Yeah.
and play Zombieville. It's way easier than being like, I really want to play God of War.
Yeah.
Well, I could do that at home on my PS3. Right?
Yeah.
So they were doing it. So Xbox integration, asterisks. So it's Xbox Live integration, which is sweet if you're in that community. A lot of people are. It's a big, big network. So you have friends lists and all that. You can send messages with your friends. And
You
stuff
can
like
see
that.
who's playing what games. If you're
Yeah.
like, I'm going to get home
That's
and go
pretty
play
cool.
Modern Warfare with my buddies.
Yeah,
so.
exactly. So that's pretty sweet. You say he's already on there. I'm almost home. Jump in the game. There are going to be games on the handset, obviously,
Yeah.
and you can accrue gamer points
Oh yeah,
in those
I
games
figured that would apply.
on your gamer score, which is cool because a lot of people take pride in their gamer score.
And I think, if I remember correctly, there was going to be some games that were going to be cross-platform, so they were going to have
Yeah.
both Xbox 360 versions and the phone versions, and things that you do in each version
Yeah.
will reflect each other. From what I hear, I mean, there's going to be a small amount that's going to
I
do
think
that.
there's
but
a lot to build there from the professional standpoint, like the big developer studios, and the little guys who put the games up on Xbox Live Arcade.
Well, I mean, that's the thing. Like, Microsoft's already got such a great network with their Xbox Live. I mean, it's a paid subscription as opposed to PlayStation, but it really shows in
Yeah.
what it allows it to do and what kind of connectivity it has and everything like that. So, them being able to integrate that service already into this phone is going to be pretty interesting.
It's-
Now, the phone, is it multi-touch? I'm assuming it must
It's
be.
multi-touch. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh yeah. So that's pretty exciting for the gaming. On to more boring, productive stuff. Email Office. So it has Office, whatever version they're talking about. It's full support for the XML files, so the new Office formats like DocX and
Okay.
Excel, whatever the.
I'd imagine they'd have to put
Have
as
an
much
X-
support as possible.
Yeah,
Yeah.
well, I mean, 07's been out for years. 010's coming out with that.
If they want any hope of taking over the BlackBerry
Yeah.
community, they're going to have to.
I haven't looked at anything I haven't seen any screen caps of documents or the email client. I've heard good things. I don't want to comment to that. I haven't touched it. I've heard like really good things about the email, but I mean, I love my iPhone email.
Yeah.
So I mean, BlackBerry email is amazing too. I really don't know how it's mind-blowingly better. And Outlook on PC is frustrating. So
yeah.
I really don't know. We'll have to see. But full Office support, and it's planned to sync with the new Office Online service, which is in public beta now.
I think so, yeah.
I think it has been for a
Yeah.
little while, and it'll be full shipped when Office 2010 ships. So that's pretty cool because you can say, okay, I worked on that at home. It's synced to the cloud. I'm out. You don't have to worry about syncing to the device as much, which most phones do with most stuff anyway. But I mean, it's a good touch for Office stuff. And finally, email. So everything. I mean, POP3, IMAP, full exchange support for multiple accounts, which is nice because you can't do that on iPhone. And believe it or not, I've run into that problem. I'm like, no more exchange. Okay, that's fine.
Well then.
Oh well. Internet browsing, multi-touch. However, it's IE based. It's not. It's not the Internet Explorer from Windows Mobile. It's completely rebuilt, which is reassuring.
Hopefully, going to be
However,
a better version for
it's,
sure.
It's been noted to be not as good or fast as any other browser on the market. Let's not talk about the BlackBerry browser. We will a little bit later, but that doesn't even count. So
Do we know if it has Flash support?
no.
Last
We don't know, or it doesn't?
Last I read is no asterisks.
Yeah, Adobe has said not on ship.
Okay.
But I wouldn't be surprised to see it come because if I were Microsoft, I'd be like, let's get that on there. That gives us an edge of the iPhone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Android has Flash.
Does it really?
Yeah.
Awesome.
Talk about Android in a bit too.
Hey.
So try to get through this. So yeah, IE based. I don't know what that's about. We'll see. I mean, it can get better, but I mean, IE in the browser market's still it's not. Anyway, we'll see what happens. Can't judge it till we use it, kind of thing.
Definitely.
Search is Bing, obviously, and all your built-in maps are Bing. You need to have GPS in these phones, so
Cool.
Bing Maps is pretty good, actually. It's
Wonder if it's more updated than the iPhone. The iPhone.
the
Google
iPhone,
Maps
which uses Google
font.
Maps. Yeah, I don't know, but I mean,
That
it's,
map. Okay, I'm sorry. It's gonna be a really short rant, but that friggin' map hasn't been updated in like more than 2 years.
yeah, Google Maps is just half wrong.
I know.
lot.
My street
Well,
doesn't
there's
show
not a
up.
whole
I'm
lot of
sorry.
other options for mapping, unfortunately, though.
No,
Which
I mean, MapQuest is really
Like,
bad.
I think my street shows up on the Bing Maps as opposed to the Google
To be
Maps.
fair,
like,
your neighborhood was built like last year.
2 years ago. The streets were named like 2 years ago, and they were
Streets are named before houses are built, though.
yeah, but they're
Give them a break. It's a tiny.
okay.
tiny
I'm sorry.
street.
I'm sorry.
Google does a lot.
you also got to keep in mind that they do,
We're
they are
also-
covering the entire world.
And it
And
is
we're also
free.
Canada. It's free, and we're
Yeah,
Canada.
We're in Canada. so
Freaking
we get-
Norway got Street View before us.
Norway's little.
They're-
Canada's big and there's not a lot of
Don't
people.
go to Norway.
Right.
Their curling team has the best pants.
They do. Check them out.
Yeah.
Their pants are more exciting than the sport.
Curling's boring. But I can't stop watching.
Well,
So
It's the pants.
bottom line on the Windows Phone 7 series, it's going to be, I think it's going to be really interesting. There's definitely something to keep track of at the very least. I want to try it before I judge it anymore. I'm not super excited. I'm excited for Microsoft. Finally, they have something that they can't be ashamed of. Like, even realistically, if it comes out...
Come on, Microsoft, make the Courier.
Because they haven't thrown out anything that's mind-blowing. Right? They haven't been like with the Courier, like, if they make that, I will sell my soul to Steve Ballmer. But no, because they're like, you know what? They're matching a lot of other services with a few tiny touches.
Yeah, Microsoft's always been the king of mediocrity, so.
But I think that's actually good, because then we'll actually get this phone. It's not going to be like the Courier where we like, no matter what we get, we're probably going to be disappointed.
Well, I don't know. Hopefully. Fingers crossed they won't screw up that
well,
concept.
they've actually. This is a real device as opposed to the Courier
Yeah,
that they
and
haven't
the
actually
devices are going to be made by other
acknowledged
people, which is a big plus, because Microsoft really doesn't make hardware.
Yeah.
So many manufacturers look for that. It should be coming out in about 6 months. That's an
cool.
American date for the Americans watching.
So,
Canada, we don't really know.
2.5 years for us then.
Depends. Sometimes we get it really quick. I mean, we got the Palm Pre within 8 months. So who knows? But we'll keep you updated if we get a Canadian launch date. Bell and Telus fight pretty aggressively to get exclusives on phones now. They've got an exclusive on every phone I can think of, except for GSM models before they launch the GSM network. So I'd probably look to see it there, but we'll see what happens, depending on what manufacturer throws down what. So that's pretty exciting. Moving on, a little more cell phone news. For Canadians, the Motorola Milestone, aka the Droid, which has been a pretty popular Android handset, is launching actually it's out in Canada.
Did it come out 2 days ago?
It is out. It's been out earlier this week, which
Sweet.
is awesome. We've been looking forward to that for a long time. It's the first Android handset on Telus.
Yeah.
So Telus has some pretty reasonable new smartphone plans.
And fans.
True. Since they launched their new network with Bell. So check it out if you're into Android. It gives you another option other than the Dream and the Hero, I guess, are on Rogers.
Yep.
So it's $199 with a 3-year contract. That's a bummer.
That's
But, you know,
That's-
it's also kind of par for the course with a lot of these
Yeah,
Canada,
exactly.
it really is.
Yeah.
I mean, in the States, you probably guys are looking at a lot more 2-year contracts.
probably
the same price?
Same $199 contract.
In Canada, it's just we're used to 3-year contracts. I mean, you sign a 3-year contract, you get a phone for $25.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So $199, that's par for the course. That's what a 3GS goes for. So if you're an Android fanboy and you're hanging out on Telus, you should check that out. Now I'm going to show you something from Bell.
Something.
Little
Something.
Now, the Americans have had this for a very long time. It is an iPhone app. This is my iPhone. I'm sorry for you people.
Because
who
that's
have-
just what we do here at the Almost Friday.
Everyone who's been on cast today has an iPhone. We hope to diversify.
And speaking of the Milestone, actually, I was really hoping to get into the store this week just to have a play with it, because I've been wanting to get off the iPhone for a while, and the Milestone it's one of my options. I would really kind of want the Nexus 1, basically just for the gorgeous screen, but there's no word on it in Canada.
All right, so I finally painstakingly typed in all this crap. This is the Bell PVR iPhone app. Basically, it's exactly what you think it does. It's what's been done in the States a lot for Comcast and that. It lets you control your PVR from the iPhone, which is amazing. You basically, all you have to do is plug your iPhone, download the app. It's free on the App Store. And then what you do is you plug your receiver, existing receiver. Now, you need to have one of the 2 high-def receivers, the 9000 series, for this to work. And there's an Ethernet jack on the back that did nothing until this app launched. Now it's been pushed automatically to you. This is lagging like crazy. It's a very slow app to load, but once it loads, it's great. So basically, plug your receiver into your home network. Automatically works. I didn't open any ports. I didn't adjust anything in my router.
Just worked.
It just worked.
Awesome.
So basically, what it allows you to do is it shows you all the different. It's a little hard to see, but this pane here is basically what's on TV right now. So you can go through all the channels. You can go through by category. You can go into the future. You can go in. You can go see what was on. Okay, this is just your regular channel guide right here, basically direct from Bell. So that's
Okay.
that's almost what you see on your receiver. You can go click through and you can see the descriptions and everything. Now this is what I really like. Okay, my internet's broken at home. I have a PVR. I've been trying it out. Of course, it would be unplugged right now. But what it lets you do is essentially it'll list out, okay, my PVR, bam, bam, bam. These are what you have recorded. These are the timers you have set for today. You can go in and set new timers. If you're in that guide, you scroll down. Oh, I want to watch this. Click. It'll open up their thing. Set timer. Done.
That's pretty
And it'll
awesome.
start recording at home whenever it comes up. That's the big feature.
It's
here.
it's the flip side of what I do. See, because I go and I realize I miss a show, so I use the program I have on my phone to start downloading it from a torrent. Whereas opposed, you're just doing the legitimate thing and just PVRing it, which is a lot better and easier.
And I mean it's
Slightly more
like I
legal,
have the
too.
HD PVR, so
Just
I
a
mean,
bit.
with the Olympics, my brother and I were at a dinner the other night. Oh crap, the hockey game's on. I want to watch that game. I was like, we can't. And that actually happened.
Then you just got to hope you make it home before someone tells you the score.
Yeah, which didn't happen. I never thought that would happen. I never thought I'd need this app. It's pretty cool. It's really easy to use, which is what impressed me the most from Bell.
When it works.
Because, well, my internet's really bad, also from Bell.
There's always two sides to the coin.
The thing, long story short, it's in a router that my brothers mess with a lot. So about half the time I get this error. It does work really well. My brothers mess with stuff at home. Nothing I can do about that.
Sure there is.
Other cool features, you can search. So you're like, oh, is How I Met Your Mother on tonight? Type in How I Met Your Mother, click, it'll show you every concurring episode.
Oh, that's cool. That's a lot easier than scrolling through the
yeah.
guide looking for the videos,
So
obviously.
you can search, which is awesome. You can also use it as a remote. So there's a little cool remote that I won't be able to pull up right now because it'll probably crash out on me. Yeah, that's okay. But basically, it's got a play button, it's got a pause button. You can skip forward, you can skip back, you can launch now, which is really funny because I've been pissing people off at home with this. You can launch shows from the PVR that are recorded to start watching, which I don't know why you'd ever, if you're right in front of the TV, pick up your remote.
I guess it's.
But I mean,
I
if
guess
you lose the remote.
I mean, since it can be a remote, I'm assuming it's just becoming a
I don't see why
remote
not.
replacement,
Yeah, I mean,
right?
it's right there. The integration's amazing. I never thought I'd see anything that easy from Bell that worked like that. I really hope Rogers comes up with something quick.
Yeah.
Because realistically, if they don't have that, some people are going to think that's really cool.
Yeah.
When you're trying to
I already
decide.
And I,
This
being a
thing's
Rogers
friggin' awesome.
customer,
Yeah, me
would
too.
like to have that.
Yeah,
So.
I mean,
Yeah.
even if it's not a big thing, but you're like, oh, I just got my smartphone because everyone has smartphones now. Just got my smartphone. That's really cool. Wait, I could record stuff whenever I want, even if I'm on vacation. Like that's a big perk too. I mean, you're on the other side of the country, and you're like, oh crap.
Or
I didn't
another
record
country.
this. Yeah,
Yeah.
and you can just be like, boop boop, done.
See, if
It
I could do that
works.
from my phone, that would definitely help my terrible, terrible TV watching. Because I can be like, oh, it's a new episode of How I Met Your Mother, when I'm out of band practice on Monday nights, because that's what I do. I'll be like, oh, I'm sitting at band. Oh, How I Met Your Mother's on in 10 minutes. Record.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I mean, I don't think it was really hard to implement. I mean, the hardware they use for these PVRs are really advanced. Because if you look down in Comcast in the States, that's a Rogers box. It's the same box.
They've been doing it forever there.
You've been able to get the same boxes. It's just different programming inside that lets you lock onto Rogers signals as opposed to lock onto Comcast signals. It's a different decryption. They've had that forever. So I know the power's in the box. Rogers is just getting lazy. I shouldn't say just Rogers. I mean, Shaw's the same not the same company, but same service. They don't have it. So I mean, it's a good
Kojiko if you're out in Kingston.
yeah. So I mean, it's a good push for Bell. It's a really cool service. I think that could be something to pull people over to satellite. I'm not trying to sell you satellite. It does go out when it rains. But I mean, it's a really cool feature. If you have a Bell PVR, you need a 9000 series. If you don't have a PVR and you just have the high def receiver, you can still use it
As a remote?
as a remote.
Okay.
And yeah, as a remote, and you can look through listings and stuff. You just can't record.
Yeah.
But with those high def receivers, I don't know if you know that, you buy a hard drive, plug it in, you have a PVR.
Oh, it allows you to do that?
Really?
And if my PVR, I can plug a hard drive in, and I have more storage.
That's cool.
So
No.
don't buy the PVR. Buy a hard drive and the high def receiver. Because if it's cheaper, do it, and then you still get the app integration. You still have HDMI out. It works really great. Now we're going to move back quickly. I have a few more things. BlackBerry, we talked about this earlier. The browser sucked forever.
Yep.
It's because they use compressed proxy, and it's. I just learned how BlackBerries work. It's very confusing, and wow, I'm surprised they work at all. They hit the black anyway. I don't want to get into that, but
Business people don't browse the internet anyways.
ever.
No.
But BlackBerry's trying to break out in the consumer market, and they have some pretty sexy new phones.
They do.
The new Bold's nice. The old Bold's nice. I don't like the Storm still, but that whatever. So they've come out. They've announced. It's not out yet. Brand new browser for BlackBerry. It's WebKit based. So look for something in performance like Mobile Safari, because that's also WebKit based, which is an open source base for web browsers. JavaScript's actually fast on this thing from what everyone's saying on the internet, different blogs and things, which is exciting. It's not completely there yet, and I mean you're still gonna have to browse with a nub, right? Which can't be great.
Well,
unless you have a touchscreen BlackBerry.
Well,
the Storm.
the new Bolds, it's a touch.
It's an optical
Yeah.
trackpad, which is actually really nice to use. My brother has the new Curve, which is basically just a CDMA version of it. It's smaller, less powerful. Really nice to use compared to the nub. I have a
Plus, those
BlackBerry.
nubs always break all the
Yeah,
time.
I have a BlackBerry
Yeah.
8800. The nub's awful. Very frustrating. And I've only used it like 5-6
How to get
times.
arthritis in your thumb right there.
So very exciting. I'm watching that closely. When it does come out, I'll try and get hands on Sean as a BlackBerry. So we should be able to
I have a
whip that
Storm
up.
we could borrow for the
Yeah,
night.
so that's pretty cool. That would really bring BlackBerry more into the consumer market, I think, because everything else on that platform is great. It looks great. The keyboard's fantastic most of the time.
Its business connectivity is
amazing.
top notch.
Yeah, you can't beat it. The email's great. I mean, iPhone's just as good in my opinion, but you can integrate a little more with, more Exchange support, things like that. The messaging's great. I mean, BlackBerry Messenger people swear by who have BlackBerries. I don't know. Maybe this could do it for them. Last but not least for Tech Insight, Yahoo and Microsoft have finally gotten the official permission from everyone to get in bed together. It's finally happening. No, they're not buying out Yahoo. Bing will now be Yahoo. So you remember back in the day?
I'm
Just
leaving.
wait, just okay.
Come back quick.
So
Gwen.
back in the day, way back, Yahoo said powered by Google.
It did.
This was
Oh,
before
yeah.
Google was really a big search thing. They had an algorithm. Sergey was,
It has some math that people
yeah,
liked.
right? So then Yahoo went back to their own search engine, which is fine because Google was like, no, and then they became Google, as we know them now. Now Yahoo's search engine's crap.
Yeah, no one really uses it unless you've got young kids, and then Yahooligans is a good site to send them to.
It's safe. But compared to the advances Google has made, and then Bing, which, to be honest, is just as good. I mean, there's nothing to pull me over there, but it's just as good. Now, that's
Oh,
a
you
good-
don't like when you log in and you get to see the nice, pretty random backgrounds?
No,
No, well,
it doesn't do. I like the white.
he likes
yeah.
his things clean.
That's not true. Look at my hands. But so what's going to happen is it's been approved by the European Union, which is ridiculous because they hate Microsoft.
They're crazy.
They hate them. They've never proved anything for Microsoft in their life. They like to sue Microsoft. Good on you. And by the Department of Justice in the States, DOJ. Canada, we don't get an opinion, so whatever. But basically, you're going to see powered by Bing on Yahoo now. It's going to be phased in over a long period of time.
So
and
Bing
stuff,
will
but-
stop existing then?
Nope, Bing's going to still exist as is.
Okay, so Yahoo's just
So
sharing
basically,
Bing algorithms.
what's going to happen is every time you search on Yahoo, you're really searching on Bing.
Just
Okay.
with
So
a little-
Bing's market share is going to literally jump when that switchover happens. All of Yahoo will go away, and it will be Bing, which is huge for their advertising business because they're going to be Bing ads on there.
Yeah.
Now, they have a deal with Yahoo for obviously profit sharing and stuff like that. Yahoo's not getting screwed or anything, but
Is Yahoo still really big, like in foreign?
I have
like
no idea.
Asia
They used to be
and
huge
stuff?
in Asia, huge in UK.
Yeah, I know they were huge in Japan and China.
Yeah,
but-
but they've just been going steadily away.
Okay, cool.
So it should be interesting to see what happens with Bing. I mean, they've been really marching forward in the search market. So pretty exciting. It's finally approved. Don't look for it anytime soon. I mean, they still have to figure out how the heck that's going to work and finalize all the ad deals and the compensation and all that crap. But it has been approved, so it is going to happen, well, which is pretty cool. And that just about does it for Tech Insight.
I don't know what the new slogan's going to be, because, it was Do You Yahoo. And what was Bing's slogan? Did Bing have a slogan?
Bing's a decision engine.
Okay,
Lame.
so it's do your Yahoos have decisions to be made or something? Bing, Bing. That's
Just
just
should
be,
Bing every time you search.
Oh God, I'd end up shooting my monitor.
I'd end up searching there a lot.
I would
Be like, I'm
Stuff.
just
yeah,
bing, bing. Yeah.
I would do it.
that'd be awesome.
All right, so that's it for Tech Day Insight. Hopefully next week, actually definitely next week, will be a lot less mobile centric. It just there was a lot of mobile news. I really wanted to get that Windows Phone 7 stuff out to you guys.
We're excited about it.
I'm
cool.
excited for the market, really, more than anything else. I mean, I can't afford to switch phones that often. Up in Canada, it sucks.
It really does.
They got you chained down.
Yeah, I can get a new phone in November. I doubt I will. I'm cheap.
I can also get a new phone in November.
We'll talk.
Hopefully next week I'll actually.
If Sam gets some experience
Yeah.
with the milestone, we'll bring her back up and see what's
Yeah.
up.
We'll actually bring the milestone on set so you can see it.
If she gets a milestone.
It's not looking good right now, just out of reviews I've read, but it's
Well, if we get anything
possible.
new and fancy, we'll bring it on set for you.
For sure.
We'll
We're going to
try.
try to have as many on-screen stuff. It's hard because a lot of stuff we talk about is expensive.
Yeah, I think
And we just built a video studio. So,
Cash is not what we have plenty of.
no.
no.
So we'll wrap up Tech Insight. Come back next week. Maybe I'm going to try and get some tips in as well. Maybe shorter on the news, little tech stuff like that. So
Cool.
there you go. Next up, we have Quinn. He's got a camera to show us, the Canon S90.
Yes.
Okay, so it's our first photography segment on the Almost Friday show. We have our very own professional photographer in-house.
I try to be professional anyways.
You've gotten paid to take photos. You're a professional photographer.
I guess that does count.
You're right.
So I figured since we're video now, I'd actually show you a product. This week, I've got the Canon S90. Now, this isn't a new camera. Unfortunately, we're in a changeover time right now, and a lot of new cameras are coming out within the next sort of month and a half. So I'll have lots of new stuff to show you really soon. But right now, everything's old. However, this came out in, it was released last summer. However, Canada didn't really get it until probably about October. So it's not really old, but it's a really great camera. So this is the Canon S90, which if you're familiar at all with Canon's lineup, it shares the same sensor as the Canon G11. So it's using a 10 megapixel 1/17 size sensor. Now, what that means is the sensor is much bigger than the normal point and shoot camera, meaning your low light pictures are a lot better. Now, the other thing that they've sort of coupled with that to improve low light is it's got an f2.0 lens, which is brighter, so it lets more light in. Now, there's a couple really neat features about this camera. The first thing is that it's got this ring on the outside. Now, this ring can be used to basically control the zoom of the camera. So when I turn this ring, it'll zoom in and it'll zoom out for the camera, which is a lot of fun. This camera is designed to be sort of a prosumer point and shoot. So it's got more features than the average point and shoot, better picture quality, better optical quality. So it's designed for someone who probably has an SLR and maybe wants something more pocketable that they can carry around with them when they don't want to bring their big SLR with them. So you do have full manual modes on this guy, so you can set your shutter speed, you can set your aperture on this. You can also shoot in RAW, so that's something that you
really cool.
don't find a lot on point and shoots, which helps, again, improve the image quality, because anytime you shoot in RAW, you're going to get better performance. The other thing I really like about this guy is it's got this great little pop-up flash. So if you turn the flash on and off, it actually pops up and down, which is really nifty. I don't know if it'll break really easily or not. I haven't seen any problems with them, but that is really cool. Now, the other thing, too, that you can do is the ring in the front can be programmed to do other things. So you can tell the ring to control your focusing, so you can actually manually focus using the controllable ring. You can also have it set shutter speed, set aperture, that sort of stuff, so it is controllable that way. You got a nice big 3-inch screen on the back of this guy, which is great. Allows you to see your pictures that you're taking really well. Works quite well in bright light. Now, the one downside is it does shoot video, but it isn't high definition. With this guy, you're looking at a standard definition, 640 by 480 at 30 frames per second. Now, I mean, it's good quality video. It's just not high definition, which a lot of people were kind of surprised about, given that this is one of their higher performing cameras. But, however, the G11 itself also does not shoot video, so they're using the same sensor, and I'm assuming that's probably why. I'm sure we'll see something like an S100 maybe in a year or so, and maybe it'll shoot video at that point.
Yeah.
At this point, I don't really think it matters too much because it's a great camera, and if you're looking for still image quality, this is definitely the one to go with. Retailing right now in Canada for about $450. You can get a little bit cheaper if you catch it on sale, and if you're savvy about shopping around. I would give it 4 out of 5 for this guy, only because I think as much as the video high def isn't necessary, it'd be nice to have. Otherwise, the picture quality, the performance, the build quality, the screen resolution, everything is great about this camera. So if you are looking for a higher performance point-and-shoot camera, I would definitely recommend this guy.
Yeah, it's definitely got some unique features for sure.
Yeah.
The ring I thought was really cool. That's the first thing I noticed when I picked it up. Was playing with it earlier. It's a nice size.
It's well built too.
Yeah.
It's got a aluminum casing on the outside as opposed to just a plasticky sort of.
Definitely
casing.
doesn't feel cheap for sure.
No, so sort of classic style. Really nothing on the front of it. You got a bit of a lift to the lens here, so it's not a completely flat camera too. It's a little bit more of that sort of Leica style rangefinder camera that pros are looking for. So I definitely think it's a good buy if you're looking
for something a little more than your
something with a
standard
little bit
point and
more with a little more kick to it. So
yeah, for sure.
I recommend it. The other thing I want to talk about is last week, late last week, I think. If I remember correctly, it was Wednesday or
Wednesday or
Thursday.
Thursday, yeah.
I think it was Wednesday.
The Apple Store went down.
The Apple Store went down, and we were all excited because we thought there was some new MacBook Pros coming or something
Some new
like
iMac,
that.
something really cool.
Maybe iPhone 4.0. That wasn't going to happen. We knew that. But instead, when it came back up, it was Aperture 3. Now, I myself was excited about Aperture 3.
The rest of the world was not.
No.
Well, okay. Photography, rest of world. All the photographers were like, dude, sweet.
Aperture
All these
3.
guys I follow on Twitter are like, oh man, Aperture 3's out. I'm going to download it. I'm like,
Just shortly after it was released, a couple of more famous photographers like Joe McNally, who's a sponsored Nikon shooter, and Chase Jarvis, who's also a really well-known commercial photographer, were able to post on their blogs that they've been using it for months and loved it. So they were just waiting for the chance to be able to say it's great.
Yeah.
But a couple things that they've done is they've integrated some of the features that iPhoto has. So it now has places and faces, so full support for geotagged photos,
cool.
full support for looking through your library and finding faces and tagging faces. With that, it's also done direct Flickr uploading and direct Facebook uploading, like in iPhoto.
Yep.
So for me, I liked iPhoto, and managing some of my sort of point-and-shoot photos and my cell phone photos and stuff like that, I would use iPhoto because I didn't want to use my sort of more professional workflow system because it was too tedious.
Yeah.
So for me, Aperture 3, at the very least, has replaced iPhoto because it has the same ease of use and importing features that iPhoto has, but the much better editing capabilities for supporting full RAW editing and deeper editing controls.
now is it going to be the kind of app that, okay, I like iPhoto, but I'm looking for a little more, would you jump right to Aperture 3?
Yeah, I mean, the thing is, Aperture
Now that it has the new, like...
I would definitely say so. Like, if you're someone who's using iPhoto but finds that the editing features of it are really limiting, then there's a big reason to go to Aperture 3 because Aperture 3 has very much the same sort of organization, using different events that you can flip through and like organizing by places and faces. So a lot of that ease of use.
For sure.
But with the pro end editing and your capability of doing pro books and things like that, pro printing, that kind of stuff. So if you are looking for a little bit more of a feature-packed image editor, I mean, going with Aperture is also really great because, like iPhoto, it supports integration with all of the other Apple programs, so things like iMovie and GarageBand. You can quickly pull the photos you've edited by just accessing their sort of media browser that they use across all of their programs. So a couple things that they've added that they really needed to do to sort of keep up with Lightroom 2, which is its biggest competitor. Lightroom had brushes for the longest time, so you could paint on things like highlights and shadows and colors and stuff like that. So they've added new brushes. The brushes, in playing with them, I found that some of them work better than Lightroom, and I found that some of them don't work better than Lightroom. So I'm always in a toss-up whether I want to use Lightroom or whether I want to use Aperture, and unfortunately, I'm still in that toss-up. I don't think either one of them has... I mean, I wish the both of them would just get together and make babies because together their features are awesome, but apart they have some things that really make one better than the other and hard to live without both.
Do you think that, okay, these brushes are a new feature to Aperture, so maybe next rev or software update or something, the brushes could get that extra?
Yeah, well, I mean, the thing is, Lightroom hasn't come out with version 3. It's in beta right now, but I know they're going to add some stuff before it fully comes out. So their best interest would be to take a couple of things like the geotagging support. Another big thing that Aperture 3 has done is it natively supports managing and working with high definition and standard definition video. Since a lot of the SLRs are shooting video now, you can shoot all your video. When you're importing it, it's going to allow you to manage them in the events and everything like that. You can't really edit them with the exception of trimming clips down, but what's really great is there's a really, really nice built-in slideshow feature for creating slideshows in Aperture, and what it allows you to do is mix the photos with the videos right there in that program, so you don't necessarily have to jump over to iMovie and make an entirely different setup. So that's really great for all the pro photographers that are starting to shoot video because because it allows them to use the same great container system that Aperture uses
Yeah,
for organizing the files.
It's a lot easier to say, okay, I'm going to bring in everything off my memory card. I've gone a day shooting. I have a little bit of video, a little bit of photos. Walk into Aperture, bam, it's all there, and then I can do what I need to do.
Absolutely, and if you do need to go and get at that video file because you want to edit it or do something more than what Aperture has, you know where you can find it, and you can open it in another program really easily. So
or you could whip open iMovie or iDVD or
absolutely,
whatever, and just go from there.
Now, for the pros, it is now a 64-bit program. So if you're running Snow Leopard, it allows it to run in that sort of hybrid 64-bit operation, which is great. Really speeds up the performance of the program as far as just navigating and doing the edits and all that kind of stuff.
Access to more memory is always good.
Yeah, definitely, especially when you're dealing with, working with very
big photos, high-def video,
high-resolution
kind of
files.
stuff.
The only catch to it is if you're using third-party plugins, like I myself use the Nick collection, which is like a black and white conversion tool and a bunch of filter effects and everything like that. Those programs are still in 32-bit. So unfortunately, what happens is if you go to edit it and it goes, oh, I have to close the program and restart it in the 32-bit, and then it'll do it. I mean, it jumps in and it goes right to the photo and it opens the application, so it's not like you have to do it again. But it's tedious to have to restart it just to get at those edits. So basically you want to sort of open it right away, open one of those applications, just restart it in 32, and then use it in 32, at least until your plugins support 64-bit operation.
Yeah, exactly. They might be playing catch-up kind of thing, depending on who the developer was and that kind of thing.
Exactly. Now, one of the big things that I've always used Aperture for is they make great books. So if you're doing travel books, if you're doing wedding books, that kind of stuff, they got a really great built-in program to put together your books, lay them out, and then get them printed through Apple. Now, I personally like Apple's printing services. I find they're fast, I find they're professional, and they're pretty cost effective, but there's a lot of people that do look for third-party printing. And what they've done for Aperture 3 is they've supported third-party books. So it means that you can actually download the templates for the third-party books, open them in Aperture, and then edit your templates for your third-party, submit it all, and send it out to them through Aperture as opposed to having to do a separate workflow for them.
Which is nice to see, considering, I mean, Aperture is an Apple-produced product, right? So, I mean, they're doing the printing. They don't have to do that, but it's a nice feature to actually have in there.
Well, exactly. So what they're doing is allowing the pro photographers to work with their favorite printing companies, which is a big step forward and is really nice for grabbing that pro market.
Yeah,
so
for sure.
altogether, if you haven't bought Aperture yet, hands down, this is the best version they've made. If you have bought Aperture, I still think it's a worthy upgrade. The nice thing about Aperture is it's not a very expensive program as far as professional photo editors are concerned. Brand new, it's $200 from Apple. If you have last version, it's $100 to upgrade.
That's a decent
so it's a pretty good price if you have version 2.0 to go to version 3.0. If you're not sure whether those extra features are worthwhile, though, you can always download their free trial. It's a 30-day free trial from Apple's website, which I always recommend when people are trying to decide whether they want to go with Lightroom or Aperture, is to download both of them. Now, obviously, if you're a Windows user, then this doesn't mean anything to you because you can't use the program.
No.
But if you do use Mac, it's definitely a great alternative because Lightroom is around $400 Canadian, so it's half the price to get Aperture for a lot of the same features. So I give it my thumbs up. I don't really have a rating for this one.
That's okay.
It's still got room to improve, but software always has room to improve.
Always.
Always.
So that wraps up our photography coverage for this week. Looking forward to some new cameras when that time of the year rolls around.
Yeah, we'll hopefully have a whole new slew of stuff to show you and a lot more hands-on stuff so you can actually see the cameras as opposed to just little web clip art that we used
that you have to go see yourself.
You have to go see yourself, yeah.
All right, it's that time. We're bringing it back. It's actually going to be relevant now. Folks, it's the lull of the week. We've been talking about videos that we think are funny. They could be new, they could be old, legacy lulls.
Yeah. Now you actually get to laugh with us at those videos.
So we're going to the Comedy Goldmine for our first one.
College Humor, one of our favorite sites. They make a lot of really top-notch stuff.
They make some funny stuff. It's good writing. It's good. It's great. They're great guys over there. So we're going to show you College Humor.
Internet distractions. Basically, it's a video showing you how you can very easily go off course when trying to get that school paper done. Now, just so you know, we are unfortunately still in the startup stages of this program, and so the video file we downloaded was Flash and had to be converted to a different format so you could actually watch it. We could only find one program that was a free trial. So there's a watermark on the video, but hopefully that won't be happening for too much longer when we actually find some software to be able to show you this video without it being slightly tainted.
But thanks to that watermark company for getting this clip together really quick for us right at the last minute.
So for your viewing pleasure, internet distractions.
Wow, this paper's been assigned for weeks. You're really just opening me now? Hey, focus! Where are you going?
Whoa! Is that you, Word? Man, I haven't seen you in weeks.
Hi. Look, I think he just wants the assignment email, so...
Ah, fine, whatever, man. Gmail, you got this, dude?
Yeah, piece of cake. Whoa, dude, guess what?
Hey, this paper's due in 10 hours, people.
Sorry, but he has got to see what Ali freaking Vanderslice just posted on his Facebook wall.
Look, can't you just tell us?
Yo, dude, tell him what Ali said.
Oh man, check it. LOL at your old school quote.
Dude, she LOL'd. You are so in, dude.
And she's back from Cabo. Swing.
Guys, it's 10:30, and all he's done is set me to doublespace.
Hey, my boy's had a long day. He deserves a quick break.
Yeah, well, he just spent 3 hours playing Batman on PS3.
Speaking of Batman, guess what just got here? A new episode of Chuck!
What are you how is that even related? Look, if we fail this lab, we fail the class. Can you please just let him research ions?
Fine, jeez. Didn't realize he opened Microsoft Dad.
Ion. Ah, here we go. A Marvel supervillain with the ability to fire bolts of electromagnetic energy.
Whoa, awesome.
This paper is gonna be sweet.
That's clearly the wrong ion.
Are you sure? This one has way more views. Hey, did you know Captain America died?
No way, how?
Assassinated by the Red Skull.
No
Hey, wanna watch the Captain America movie? Ooh, or this panda on a water slide?
What's this? Big man's in the mood? Maybe for something amateur?
Not my thing, but I know a guy.
Look, close them now. We can still pull a solid C, I promise. Please.
Shut up, loser.
Yeah, oh, guys, come on. That's someone's daughter.
Oh, lag? Alright, better close some apps.
Wait, don't do that. That won't help at all. That's just a myth.
Finally! Now, who wanted to see Jane Jetson get fucked by an octopus?
Sup?
So really, the star of that clip was the brief appearance by 4chan at the end.
Sup?
If you don't know what 4chan is, it is the depths of internet hell. But it's also where you can find everything before it becomes insanely popular.
Everything.
Everything. It's the epicenter of the internet.
It was around before the internet was around. It's true.
It's rumored that the host has died multiple times. But he hasn't. He's still alive.
Host of what?
Of 4chan. Like the guy who runs 4chan. It's been rumored that he's died multiple times.
It's a forum.
Yeah, but there's a guy that runs the website. You know, there's a webmaster of sorts.
I guess.
And you know, there was rumored he died in a shark attack accident when he was on vacation. Never happened. He's still alive. He goes by the name of Moot.
He must be old.
No, actually, he's about our age. He started the forum when he was really, really young.
Like 4?
I don't know. But
we'll look that up later.
We'll let you know a little bit more about 4chan, even though you probably don't want to.
If you want to check that video out again, or send a link to your buddies, or watch more videos of College Humor, because they're always funny.
You can check all that out on our show notes, which we'll have up on our website for you to browse for the links on what we've talked about today.
At almostfridayshow.com. We also have an email.
We
if
do.
you want to tell us what you liked about the show, we're still trying to work out kinks and things with video production and content and how long we should do segments and how our banter is, where we're looking. So if you have comments, constructive or otherwise, contact at almostfridayshow.com.
And if you want to hit us up on Twitter, because we like to keep people updated with what we're doing, you know, if it's talking about things we'd like to cover or things we're trying to cover or stuff that's just rather silly.
What I had for lunch?
Yeah.
It's necessary. It's Twitter, people.
You have to know what we're doing all the time. You can reach us at almost_Friday, which is our Twitter feed.
Look it.
It's right down
right
there.
there.
Ah, look at this magic.
Over here, Twitter.
Oh, here in my space.
Well, you're in the Twitter.
Oh, God. I'm in the Twitter.
Before Quinn freaks out because of his experience with the Twitterverse, that's it for us this week at the Almost Friday Show. Thank you for tuning in. Please come back next week. We'll have more tech, more photography, another comic.
And some other crazy stuff. Until then, make sure your milk stays fresh.